headlights never seem to change. Day in and day out, they always stay the same. Concrete's growing, the city's moving in, and there's progress for progress' sake. They think they know what's best for us and how to change our backwards ways. We stand for the flag. You can be damn sure that we're thankful for everything we have. We love this land. Every inch paid for by blood and sweat and the strength to take a stand. You might think that it's a really cool ride. Way out here, we still stand for the flag. The men that died, gave their lives, knew what they were fighting for. Sacrifice and innocence left on a foreign shore. These colors still fly here high and proud, the red, the white, the blue. If you think they're coming down, I got some news for you. We stand for the flag. You can be damn sure that we're thankful for everything we have. We love this land. Every inch paid for by blood and sweat and the strength to take a stand. You might think that it's a really cool ride. Way out here, we still stand for the flag. From sea to shining sea, there's still a lot of good old boys like me. We stand for the flag. You can be damn sure we're thankful for everything we have. Love this land. Every inch paid for by blood and sweat and the strength to take a stand. You might think that it's a really cool ride. Way out here, we still stand for the flag.
Welcome to HomeFront Sitrep. I hope you're in for a great show today, because I'm just a veteran talking about what's on my mind and maybe yours.
You can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. You can also check out HomeFront Sitrep's YouTube channel.
Buckle up, the show is starting.
Mic in hand, ready for deployment. Podcast feels heavy as the ointment. Veteran tales straight from the trenches. Pop culture splices, pulling down the fences. Homefront Sitrep, stories that collide. Veterans speaking truth, no reason to hide. Gritty and raw podcast on replay, decoding the past, paving the way. War zone whispers, bullets and bombs. Back to civilian ticking like a time bomb. Medals on the mantle, scars on the mind. Every episode another mystery to find. Homefront Sitrep, voices from the fight. Veterans sharing dark, stepping into light. Real life saga, not some fairy tale. Truth and resilience, never gonna fail. Homefront Sitrep, stories that collide. Veterans speaking truth, no reason to hide. Gritty and raw podcast on replay, decoding the past, paving the way. War zone whispers, bullets and bombs. Back to civilian ticking like a time bomb. Medals on the mantle, scars on the mind. Every episode another mystery to find. Legacy 11, next story of Marines. Army anecdotes, Gulf War scenes. Vietnam echoes, Desert Storm sounds. Podcast chronicles, glory and bounds. Homefront Sitrep, honesty is core. Veterans laying bare what they endure. From the front lines to the homebound grief, episodes of grit. grind through the grief.
Welcome, everybody, to a Sunday edition of HomeFront Sitrep. How is everybody doing? This week has been okay, but stressful. Um, Coming to realization that my oldest daughter will be graduating soon. She just got back from senior retreat. They got prom this upcoming weekend. And I hate high school drama. I really do. High school drama sucks. Here she is, a senior, and supposed to be the happiest time of her life because she's going to prom. And her little friends group is just some drama, man. And I'm like, man, I'm glad I'm not in high school anymore because that drama, man, woo, let me tell you, that drama is not fun. But anyway, I did have 2 CMP exams recently. Just now I'm in that waiting stage, man, just to see what they're going to say. And once I get the results back from those 2, I'm just going to keep pushing. Team never quit. I want to give a shout out to Elite Engraving. If you guys can check out my hat here. Elite Engraving is a veteran-owned company here in Kentucky. They created this hat for me, sent it to me, and one for Gunny. Gunny hasn't got his yet, but Elite Engraving is the one who created this hat for me. They did amazing. I'm definitely going to order a couple more, so I want to give them a big shout out. And like I said, they're a small veteran-owned company called Elite Engraving here in Kentucky. So go check them out. I want to give a big shout out to our partners out there. You got Heroes Media Group, Reese Across America Radio, which you can find Homefront Sitrep on Reese Across America Radio Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern. Veterans Voice Radio, and also Military United podcast streams. Man, I can't say enough about our partners out there. And then we got some other partners that we're working with as well, and working towards creating something awesome there. So I'm super excited about upcoming things. Our coins, Valor Coins and Pins with Brent Casey and his brother Brian. We're there. We got to order them. Once we have them in hand, they will be $20 a piece, so $15 for the coin itself, and then $5 for shipping. Yeah, James, I'm talking about podcast partner, James, not that kind of partner, brother. So anyway, the coins will be $15 per coin, $5 per shipping, so $20 total. MBR Talk Radio, what's up, Joel? Joel Hunt is on TikTok. We got JJ from Victory Leadership as well on TikTok. A few other people in chat as well. So welcome everybody into TikTok land there. Today we got a guest that has been on before. He's coming back. His coins should be here next week, and I'm super excited to see him in person. We were hoping that he'd have them back before he came on. That way we could have them here in studio and then also at his house. But he hasn't got them yet. I think they're another week out, I think. So we'll figure out here in a minute when we talk to him, Mr. James Combs, here in just a few minutes, and we'll figure that out. But other than that, man, everything's been going good. Gunny will be back, I think, tomorrow. He's done with his cruise. And I'm still jealous that he didn't take me with him. Maybe next cruise I'll be able to go on, with him. Maybe we'll see. Just depends. But yeah, he's driving. He's road raging back from Florida to, I think he was at Cape Canaveral, I think is where he picked up his cruise at. But he'll be back here tomorrow. Tomorrow we got Wise Man, aka Brandon, will be joining us. He's got one heck of a story, man. If you don't know who he is on TikTok, you need to probably go follow him and listen to his story. He's part of the Vet Nation Vet Nation Cards community and also Black Dog community as well, which James and I both we're on that community, both of those communities as well on TikTok. So go check out Vet Nation Cards and Black Dog community, and then all of our other friends that are on there, Lita and Cooper and Coop and Mike and Mumsy and Indy Nurse, all of them. They're friggin' amazing. Mumsy was just at one of the Disturbed concerts and got 22 Too Many's hoodie on stage with the lead singer of Disturbed, and he stopped the concert just to talk about the hoodie that 2022 veterans a day commit suicide, which we all know that number is a lot larger than that. What's up, Josh? Unapologetic vet on TikTok. MBR Talk is also Joel Hunt with MBR Talk Radio there. Also another great follow on TikTok as well. So go give them a follow as well if you're on TikTok. But anywho, so James started out just going around and going to DC and other places and handing out coins just to thank veterans. And it has grown probably larger than he thought it was going to grow. And he'll talk about that here in a minute. And he's got some amazing things coming up, what he plans on doing with his coins and the connections that he's made over the last 3, 4, 5 months. And I'm just super excited for the guy, man. It's amazing that people care enough. Look, there's Gunny. What's up, Gunny? I'm still jealous of you, Gunny. Still jealous, brother. I wish you would have took me with you. Like, pack me in your suitcase. I'm small enough. But yeah, you'll be back tomorrow. I can't wait to hear your stories of your exploits while you were down in the Caribbean. DS Vet, welcome, sir. Welcome, TJ Pup Mom. Welcome. So, but yeah, no, James is doing some amazing things with these coins. He goes to these different places and hands these coins out. Mark, what's going on? William Stevens, welcome, sir. Welcome. Greetings, everybody. He just, he does it out of kind of his heart. He doesn't charge anybody for the coins. All he wants sometimes is a picture in return. Some of us veterans, we don't like taking pictures, which he understands, but he loves taking pictures with the veterans that he gives the coins to. So let's bring James up on the stage. Welcome,
Hey,
brother.
what's going on? What's going on, brother?
How are you tonight, my friend?
Oh, a little sore. I volunteered to help my district manager move houses yesterday, and he didn't tell us that he had an upright piano. Yeah, so that was a little rough, but no, things are good. Like you said, I just got some amazing things just that are going on, and they're starting to roll and happen.
Heck yeah, man.
I mean, you were talking about the coins. I don't know. Do you want me to? This May.
Well, let's talk about you. Well, let's talk about
okay, go ahead.
Let's talk about you first, brother.
Okay.
So the people didn't get to catch the first episode that we had you on. Go tell everybody who you are. Tell them about your military experience, and then we'll go into Heroes of America and beyond.
Okay. My name's James. I'm a third generation United States Navy veteran. Both my grandfathers served. My dad's dad served in World War II. My mom's dad, he was the oddball. Sorry, Willis, he was a Marine between World War II and Korea. My dad served in the United States Navy in Vietnam, and I enlisted in the Navy in the late entry program in '87, went on active duty in '88. And when my high school class was graduating, I was already in boot camp for a week, thinking, what the freak did I just do? I worked in the Combat Information Center as a radar operator and communication specialist, and got to, in the last 6 months or last year, somebody decided to invade Kuwait on August 2nd, 1990. So when we weren't supposed to spend more than 12 days underway, because we had the Missouri with us, her last cruise, We're going to hit all the ports in Australia. We're doing an unwrap at sea. We're refueling. And next thing you know, we got some message that just to head due north. And 135 days later, we're still at sea. Just trailing tankers coming out of the Straits of Hormuz and following along. And, I will give props to the coasties. Me, young and dumb at the time, thinking, oh, they're just Coast Guardsmen. They ain't nothing. Well, we had a law enforcement detachment on board. And I was smarting off to him. The guy put me in a 2-finger wrist lock and took me down to the deck and had me screaming like a little girl. My chief's just like, that's what you get for opening your mouth. Yeah, so, I did that. And, I'll bring it, Willis is talking about the 22 a day. I hadn't talked about it much, but since I started talking in Vet Nations is, if you're going to fail at something, this is what you fail at. I failed at it 3 times.
Yeah.
I tried 3 times and failed. I'm not proud that I got that far, but I'm proud that I didn't complete the action because I'm still here. The last time was, oh God, it was probably around 2012. So it's been a while. Do I still get stressed out? Do I still get worried? Do I still get anxiety? Absolutely. But
You know what that means, right? You know what that means? You tried 3 times and you survived all 3 times, right?
Yeah.
He wasn't done with you. He had a purpose for you, and you're now finding that purpose.
And you're the first person that has said that to me, and I see that.
Yeah.
Because when I get stressed and I get worried and I get down, I have, because I always carry the coins with me. I have one, and I'll see a veteran, and veterans can tell veterans. You can tell if somebody's a veteran, and I'll approach them. I say, "Hey, did you serve?" Yeah, and I start talking to get their story. Then I introduce myself and I give them a coin and say, "Hey, this is just from me to you. Thank you for your service." And like you alluded, I try to get pictures, but a lot of veterans don't like it, and they tried to hand the coin back. I was like, "No, man, that's for you. That's from me to you." I worked law enforcement for a little while, police canine officer, and got out of that, and now I do commercial pest control for the largest company in the world. Can't say names.
Yeah, can't say names.
Yeah, but I love my job now. It's never changing. Well, it's always changing. You never know what you're going to get into. And it's just what I do.
Nice. So TJ Pup Mom says my cousin was Navy, USS Ranger. I'm assuming that's a boat.
That's an aircraft carrier.
Okay, and then her son was a Marine, and she's a Green Star mom. So condolences to you, TJ Pup Mom. Yeah, that's crazy. Which we've been talking about Green Star families a lot here lately, on the TikTok channels and stuff like that, how a lot of times once the service member is no longer here, that the Green Star families, they're left out in the cold. And to me, that is so wrong, that Green Star families, it's just wrong that that happens.
No, absolutely. And when I was telling you that I tried 3 times, my mom knew about one, the very last one, because I spent 10 days at a behavioral hospital for it. But when I did Pacific Tita's podcast with Chris Bauman, I think it is, Clifford, sorry. I had mentioned it there, and my mom had seen a recording of it. She called me crying. She said she didn't know. And a lot of the stress and anxiety I have is I grew up with a stepdad, and we made peace before he died. So we made peace, but he was mentally and physically abusive to me and my brother. Just basically said that we wouldn't do much, wouldn't amount to much. We'd never really make a name for ourselves. And I'm glad to say, from what I'm doing now, I'm proving that wrong.
You definitely are. You definitely are, my friend. Here's I know what you mean by having people in your life. Now, my mom was not married to the guys that were physically and mentally abusive to me and my siblings. And verbal abuse is sometimes worse
Hmm.
than physical abuse. And the reason I say that because like you and I, the more times we hear something, oh, you'll never amount to nothing, you're a piece of trash, blah, and you keep hearing that over and over and over
Hmm.
again, you slowly start to believe that. Uh, and I can tell you right now, for the longest time, um, I believed that.
Hmm.
I got abused daily. I got scars on my head and my back and stuff. I that will be a constant reminder of the stuff that I went through as a child and stuff like that. And the verbal abuse I think sticks with me the most.
Hmm.
um, because when you got somebody screaming at you, oh, you're nothing but a piece of trash, you'll never amount to nothing, you're lazy. um, you start thinking and thinking that, and
Start believing it.
yeah, you start believing it, and it's just like, man, that's crazy. So TJ Pup Mom says, God has a purpose for you. She's talking about you and probably me. And then Bike Maniac 68 says, that's not a coincidence. God has a purpose and big plans for you. Um, DS Vet 91, so Desert Storm Vet 91. Um, Never mind. And then Aloha Ames says aloha, and Dr. James just joined as well. Um, but yeah, you start believing it. The mental abuse. You
Hmm.
start believing it, and then um, it just weighs on you. And then you throw physical abuse. You throw physical abuse on top of that, and it's just like it just wears you down. And I could see where people want to take that step to end it. You know what I mean? I don't want to say
Oh
the
yeah.
S word because I don't want to get banana or whatnot, but uh, to end to end the violence against them,
Hmm.
and then you know, like me in my situation, I got out of the Marine, I got out of Kentucky to get away from everything that was going on back in the 90s. I was like, I got to get out of here. I was going down a path that I shouldn't have been going down. I joined the Marine Corps, and luckily when I joined the Marine Corps, I met Sam, Gunny there, and I met my other friends, my other brothers or friends that became brothers,
Hmm.
and kind of got on a straight path. I was doing really well. Uh, then my first wife, because I was one of the young dumb Marines that got married to a lady in North Carolina, and her dad was retired Army, and they were originally from Chicago, and I was infantry. So me and her dated for almost 2 years. And during that 2 years, with me being infantry, I was always deployed to the field or I was deployed somewhere. So me
Oh
and
yeah.
her didn't really hang out a lot. Let's put it that way. Uh, so we got married October of 99. I brought her home to Kentucky for Thanksgiving that year. And then we went back. And then uh, on the way back to North Carolina, she goes, I'm never coming back to Kentucky. I knew right then it was over. Like I was like, it's over. Um, I went to Bridgeport, California, December 1st. Came back December the a day early because we came back a day early on the advance party, and I caught her cheating on me with the Navy guy. So a lot of times I give Navy guys a lot of flack because of that, because he was Navy, but the thought of taking my pains and struggles away from me and putting it on my mom and siblings that are back home and my family back home, that never crossed my mind. But drinking my demons away, that did. So I got to the point where I was drinking a fifth of whiskey a night,
Ooh.
and it was to the point where that went on for about a month and a half, and finally my chain of command was like, "Hey, you have a problem. We need to fix it." So they sent me to detox. Luckily, I had a good chain of command that um, didn't pursue, like, they didn't knock me down rank, I didn't lose pay. They took care of me, and I was very appreciative of that. And yeah, so 20 plus years later, I'm thankful that um, I found my purpose early on in, when I got out of the Marine Corps, because I don't know where I would have been. I don't know if I could have slipped back into that slippery slope of drinking every night and becoming a raging alcoholic, and where that might have led. Um, so yeah. So tell us a little bit more, Mr. James.
Well, yeah, that was my history basically. Just I started, if I'm going to get into this a little bit here, I started, like I said, I had both my grandfathers, my father and my stepdad all served in the military before me. So I had, I'm third generation military, and I wanted to start a way just to honor them for their service. And so I, just designed a coin, and I had a coin company make them for me. And it started with just the first 100 coins, and I always carry them around. Matter of fact, if I can, I'll show you that original one.
Yeah, go for it.
This is the original coin right here that I started with, and that's the front of it, and it's just simple back. Thank you for your service. Um, so I started with that, and continued to do that for about a year, and then about September of last year, I'm just scrolling through TikTok. I was brand new to TikTok, and I came across Bet Nations Live, and everybody in there just welcomed me in. Got to tell my story. They welcomed me in, let you talk. You're immediately part of the family there. Same with Black Dogs when he does his lives. He brings you right in. Give you time to speak and talk. And me and Vet Nation, we've become pretty close friends now. Um, and about that time, I designed the new coin that I've got, which I think, Willis, I've sent you and Gunny all of these already.
Which
Um,
ones?
th- this
Yep.
coin and the original coin.
Yes,
This
sir.
is just, yeah. See, I noticed I showed them the one with the Marine Corps side first. That
I
was,
did. I like it.
yeah. And then there's the other side. Um,
Nice.
so I came up with those, and like I said, it just like Will was saying, I just carry half a dozen or so around with me, or I keep them in my truck. And as I meet veterans, I just talk to them. And when you talk to a vet, you got to be prepared for a 5 minute conversation or hour conversation, especially the
Or
older
five
vets, the
hours.
World War II veterans, the Korean War veterans, the Vietnam veterans. I mean, and the see the joy and the love they have when they talk about their service. That's what I get out of it. I've had a veteran at an airport want to hand me $40 for one of the coins for giving it to him. I was like, nah, you keep that, donate to something else. This is just what I do. And then I said, hey, do you mind? Can I get a picture with you? And sometimes they say yes, which is great. And sometimes they say no, and they want to give the coin back. And I just like, no, the coin is for you. It is all I want to hear is your story. I want to hear you talk about your service. Um, you're talking about, I was in Washington, D.C. I was supposed to go on a cruise the week of Veterans Week last year, a free Carnival cruise because I cruise with them all the time. And I'm not a super religious person, but I do believe in God. And I just felt him telling me, he says, don't go on that cruise, go do this. Because I always wanted to go to DC. So I canceled the cruise. And then the money that I was going to use for the drink package, so I didn't have to worry about anything, paid for the week hotel stay. So that was paid for. And the airline that I was flying down there, they gave me a credit, which was enough to cover the round trip airfare to DC. So it was all done and paid for. It was all good to go. So I went to DC. I went to the Reagan Airport twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening, to visit the USO. Got to meet some veterans there. Got to meet their staff. They have my coins there. I spent the Marine Corps' 249th birthday at the Iwo Jima Memorial, and I handed out, I want to say 150 to 200 coins. I handed out a lot, and some of them were, they were like, who is this guy I don't even know wanting to give me this? And I said, bro, that's just thank you for your service. We had one Marine that showed up in a deuce and a half with the Marine Corps flag on one side and the American flag on the other. And I was like, I got to meet this guy. Another Marine, he crossed the rails and onto the grass, and he was doing push-ups in his vest, his tack vest. And when he got done, his young boy said, Daddy, why were you doing that? And then when he got done, he took a flask out, poured whiskey on the grass. And this young boy said, Daddy, why are you doing that? And he said, that's to have a drink with the brothers that are no longer here. That choked me up. And then, I went to the Vietnam War Memorial and met a bunch. Oh my God, met a lot of people there. One thing I found out there, that there are actually 8 women's names on that wall. They were all combat nurses. And I didn't know that because I got to meet a couple nurses that served in Vietnam. And then, I just went to Arlington National Cemetery. And if you've never been there, and don't take the guided tour. I mean, it's a long walk to the Tomb of the Unknowns, but just walk through the grave sites, and just walk in peace. It's so quiet and it's just awe-inspiring. I mean, you've seen veterans from the 1800s that are buried there, and you see the current ones. And it's just an amazing, amazing emotional experience.
I would agree with you 100%. The wife and I went to DC in 19, and one of the places that I wanted to go to was the Arlington and the Tomb of the Unknown. I was like, that's one that we have to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, so we went and we walked around. We didn't take the guided tour. And man, I tell you what, it was such a humbling and somber experience to see all of those brave men and women that paid the ultimate sacrifice to have the freedoms that we have. And man, and just walking around, you could feel their presence.
Oh yeah.
It's hard to explain if you've never been there, but to go there and walk around and see some of these soldiers that people know, like you could, and then also to see, somebody that you don't know, that you never heard of. And my daughter's just like, Daddy, there's so many. And I'm like, yeah, there is. There's a abundance of young men and women that paid the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms. And
that's just at Arlington. There's national cemeteries all over the country, but that's just buried at Arlington. Sorry, Wilson, I didn't mean to interrupt you there.
No, you're good. I was answering a comment.
But so
on TikTok, they say we're buffering a little bit.
So while I was at Arlington, I watched the changing of the guard, which is an amazing. They do this every hour on the hour, 24/7. And they stop having visitors at 5 o'clock. So even after, from 5 to like 8 in the morning, overnight, they're still performing the same ceremony, down to the number. Then I watched a couple wreath laying ceremonies, and I didn't think I was going to get to do it, but I just approached one of the sergeants afterwards and just said, hey, introduced myself, told him why I was in DC, showed him the coin. I said, is there any way I can meet a couple of the sentinels and just thank them for what they do and give them one of these coins? He said, yeah, just go downstairs and ring the doorbell. Okay. They let me downstairs into their quarters, and I got
That's
to meet
awesome.
I got to meet the 8 sentinels on duty. Some amazing, amazing young men. Talked to them, took a couple photos with them. And then I looked at the sergeant and says, how many people do you have? And he says, well, there's 8 now. I said, no, in the entire regiment. He said 30. So I left, 30 coins there, one for everybody in the regiment. And a couple of them exchanged emails with me, and they're just amazing to me. That is the hardest badge to get in the Army. They have so very few. So I did that, and came back and just started producing more coins, and through that, I don't know originally how I got with you. You got on your first podcast, but I did a podcast with Willis, and then I did one with the Pacific Tita and Cliff, and then from there things have just started exploding immensely. To the point where Willis put me in touch with Brent Casey, Valor Coins. He's the owner of the company, and he's like the president CEO of the foundation he runs. And me and him, he's talking to me like I'm just a bud, a friend, changing emails. And so I said, hey, look, I've got one company that I'm using. This is what they're charging me. He said, oh, you're getting ripped off.
I told you that.
Yeah, Willis told me that already. So, I sent him the exact pictures I had sent the original company and the exact ideas that I wanted. And I'm paying a heck of a lot less than what I would have paid. And through all this, I got in touch with one of the owners from Four Branches Bourbon, and went through, designed a coin for them. And they ended up buying 3,000 coins of the design that I worked with them on, through that. And this is all started with Willis here at HomeFront Sitreps and stuff like that. There's a cruise going on in October that honors Purple Heart veterans, and Gunny's been on that.
Yep. Steve Kingsley's in here right
Yep.
now, matter of fact.
Oh yeah. Hey, Steve.
Yep. It's Warrior Honor Cruise.
Yeah. Warriors Honor Cruise
coming up in
October.
October, yes.
And we'll be at sea for the.
Sorry, I'm gonna throw the link for Valor Coins and Pins out there in chat. Just threw it out in chat now, and then I'm gonna create it so it'll go across the bottom of the screen as well, because I definitely want to give Brent Casey a big shout out with Valor Coins and Pins. So he is the grandson of Herschel Woody Williams, who is a Marines Marine, also Medal of Honor recipient, that up until his last days on this beautiful earth touched so many souls.
Mm-hmm.
He never met a person that he didn't like. He was just, man, he was an amazing guy. I wish Gunny was on here, because Gunny met him several times, and Woody was just a very humble, he just a very humble guy. And at one point, he was the only Medal of Honor recipient that was non-Navy that was living to have a ship named after him.
Wow.
This dude was, and he was able to go to Virginia and to christen the naval ship, and man, God, it was amazing, brother. So let's talk about your upcoming coins, and we're going to start a little bit different, because you got 5 coins in the works right now.
Yes.
Three of them is for the 250th anniversary of the Air Force, Army, or is it Army, Navy, and Marines?
Marine Corps, yes.
And then you have the Air Force coin.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have one that I think is very, very important. And the reason I say it's very important is because when we as military members, what's up, Chris Elder with Milda Vets? What's up, Bubba? I think I might be lagging just a little bit. Maybe it could be, but we as military members, whether you're
Mm-hmm.
male or female, when we deploy, who do we leave back home?
The families.
We leave our families back home.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna switch the profile out just a little bit here. Let's see, let's do this one. So this coin here, if I quit lagging, let me see. Are you there, James?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. I'm lagging for some reason, and I don't know why
Just a
I'm
little
lagging.
bit.
It's starting to tick me off. But anyway, let this coin here, James. Yeah, I'm lagging bad.
Yeah, the coin, while he's getting that up, the coin he's talking about is, I was on one of Vet Nation's lives on a Saturday, and it was, what group have I failed to recognize? And like Willis said, it's the families who's watching the home front when the service members deploy, who's taking care of, because they can't take care of the business downrange if they don't, if they think things at home are not being taken care of. And
Yeah, I can hear you, and I'm still froze on my end.
Yeah.
Like I can't
So,
do anything, but I can hear you. Yeah. So
oh yeah.
talk about the family coin a little bit more.
Okay. On the front of the coin, the idea is a house. So the front of the coin is the front of a house. There's the blue star flag on the door. There's a yellow ribbon around the pole, and then there's a yellow finch in the tree. And the big open bay window is I chose the silhouette of a woman holding a baby and a young child. And the reason it's a woman is just it's statistical fact, 90-95%, and I'm just throwing that number out there of the service members going down range are males. That's why that image is there. And I thought of that is they're in the window, they're at home waiting for that service member to come home. They're watching the home front and they're waiting for them to come home. And then the back of the coin is basically the big wavy American flag in the back. In the middle ground is gold figures, just to represent the families. The mothers, the fathers, the grandfathers, just the whole families. In the foreground is you have a male service member and a female service member throwing a salute. You can say they're saluting the family members that are being left behind. And at the bottom is a phrase: a veteran's service is only possible by the sacrifices made by the loved ones who are left at home. And it says anonymous. And the reason it says anonymous is if I put a person's name on there, I didn't want to, it would take, my opinion would take away from the meaning of the coin. And so that's why it says anonymous. It's a huge coin. It's about 2 inches tall and about 3 inches in diameter. I think it's a little bit bigger than your coin coming out, Willis. But
yeah, thanks.
I don't know if that is the front of the coin, right? That's the front of the coin right there. Sorry about that, Willis.
No, as soon as I get my computer to unfroze, I can put it up on the screen.
Yeah.
I do not know what's going on at the present moment in time.
And then there's the back of the coin. That one to me means more than Navy coin, and I'm a Navy vet. Yeah, there's all the 5 coins, and there's a 6 coin coming out, but that one's kind of being held secret because that's for somebody else's organization. But if you wanted to see these coins, a video, I did a video, and it's on my page and on TikTok. But another amazing thing that I'm going to get to do, going on that cruise to talk to the Purple Heart recipients, and I'm taking enough of the family coins to give their spouses and girlfriends that attend to give, so they can give them one of the coins. Not me give it to them, the service member can give it to them. And then I'm gonna find out from the guy that's doing all the cruising. He's gonna let me know how many Navy guys are there, how many different there, and they're each gonna get one of the specific branch coins. Um, but another amazing thing, like Willis was talking about, I've gotten to do some amazing things going on, is on August 23rd this year at 12:15, I was authorized to do a wreath laying ceremony at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldiers. So I will be there and doing that. I applied for it. Anybody can apply for it, but it took them less than a day to approve it. So I'm flying up there I'm flying up there on a Friday, doing it on a Saturday, and coming back that Sunday. So, just because of what I'm doing and wanting to meet veterans, I've been blessed to be able to do things that I thought I would never be able to do. And a lot of it, I have to give credit to HomeFront Sitrep, because if it wasn't, initially people said, I didn't want to get out here and do these things because I didn't want to take away from the mission. But, Willis even told me, when he asked me to be on it, and some other people says, if you get there it is right there, folks. If you want, if to reach more and to do more, you got to get the word out. And it's just, in the last 3 or 4 months, it's just ballooned beyond belief.
Dude, I love I love everything that coin stands for.
Exactly.
I'm gonna put it back on the screen just so people can see. If you have somebody that served in your family, whether it's your brother, sister, aunt, uncle, whoever, this coin right here represents it all. Because if you're male and you go overseas, right, and you leave your wife and young children at home, they're serving their country just like you are
Exactly.
serving your country. And a lot of people forget that the families back home are serving just as well as we as military members are serving. And it just, I love the whole ideal of it, James. It's just it's a phenomenal coin. Out of the 5 that we're going to be showing here in just a few minutes, that one probably has to be my favorite coin.
And it and I'm sorry if I'm interrupting you, but it's sometimes the families go through more stress and more anxiety than the service members, because they don't know if that one loved one's coming home.
Yeah,
And
I would agree with you.
And I'm not taking away from, you served downrange. I was on a ship out at sea, so I was a lot safer than the Marines and the Army guys on the beach. But my family didn't know if I was going to come home. Your family, so that I think sometimes that stress is a little bit more for them.
Yeah, and I do apologize for the technical difficulties. I know we had storms these last few days, so I don't know if something upstream from where I'm at is messing up or whatnot. But I had to shut down the TikTok stream just because trying to get back in here where the main computer is back up and running. So I do apologize for that. Hopefully Spectrum can figure out their mess, and we can get it figured out. Because I turned everything off upstairs, and because I'm the only one home. But no, James, like I said, out of all the coins, that family coin is one that I like a lot, and I'm probably going to order a few of them because I want to give one to my mom. I want to give one to my sisters. Then I want to take one up to my stepdad's grave. Then I want to take one to my dad's grave, just because they need them, and I think them coming from me, especially my mom and my two sisters, because I got a nephew that's serving. So my oldest sister has her son who's serving right now. He's in Kuwait, and I think she'll really love it
Oh yeah.
because of the meaning behind it. So yeah, I'm definitely going to order a few of those coins from you. So the next coin I'm going to show up, I'm going to wait for the Marine Corps coin because that's just me. I'm going to wait. The last time I did it first,
You're the
but
host.
this time, uh,
You're the host.
I know, but you're the guest and you're Navy, so we're going to show that one first. So
Okay.
this one here that's coming up. This coin for all you Navy guys out there. If you have somebody in the Navy, this year's the 250th birthday of the Navy,
Hmm.
just like it's the 250th of the Army, just like it's the 250th of the Marines. This coin here has a lot of meanings inside the coin itself. So let's talk about this one. I'm gonna go full screen with it.
This coin is actually the largest coin. It's 2.5 inches tall by 2 inches wide, I believe. But obviously the top and the shape of this coin is custom shaped. It's going to be shaped exactly like this. And the shape of this coin came from the shape of the unit patch of the first ship, or the ship I got deployed to the Persian Gulf on. So that's how the shoulder patch was. It says United States Navy on the front of the coin, Navy symbol. Bottom it says 1013 1775 to 1013 2025 for 250 years. Um, and I was trying to get with what else I could put on the front, and Vet Nations, he says, put symbols of the ships, all the classes. Well, there's like 16 different classes of ships. So
Right.
so we have the silhouette of a battleship, an aircraft carrier, a cruiser, a destroyer, a submarine, and that bottom right-hand corner, as you're looking at it, is the longest serving active U.S. Navy ship, the Constitution. I believe that's the name. If I'm getting it
Yeah, the
wrong, shame
USS
on me.
Constitution. Yeah.
And that's at the Naval Academy. On the back of the coin, it just says it's Army or the Navy's three core values: honor, courage, and commitment, which just happens to be the Marine Corps' three core values.
Yes, sir.
And then, Vet Nation, he says, let's get an anchor on it. So that's why an anchor's on the back. And then at the very bottom rocker, it says fair winds and following seas. And then there's a number plate. These coins are going to be numbered 1 through 250. Once 250 is reached, then if there's a need for more of them, they're not going to be numbered anymore. So the first 250 coins are going to be very special. The phrase on there, it says, a good Navy is not a provocation to war. It is a surest guarantee of peace. President Theodore Roosevelt. And that's that coin right there.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, that is a good coin, even though I don't like the Navy, but but anyhow, no, it's a beautiful coin. I love the way it came out. I love how you do have some of the major classes of the naval ships on there. Then you got the fair winds and following seas, which is a naval tradition that dates back to when they first started. Then you got the core values, the honor, courage, and commitment. And it's just amazing how you can get people together to help design these coins, and the things that they can do to design coins is friggin'
Oh,
phenomenal.
it's amazing. And if you think these proofs look amazing, wait till you see the actual coins.
Oh
He's
yeah,
gonna show. I know which one he's gonna show next.
yeah. We're
It's
gonna show this one next.
it's the Army. It's the Army coin. Okay, this coin right here. It's actually I can't remember. It's either 2.25 or 2.5 inches tall. The side rocker. Obviously it says 1775. Continental Army, which they established. It was the first army, in 1775. You got the current U.S. flag, and then you have the flag that they flew from, I think, 1775 to 1777, or maybe a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
And then you have the three states, the Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Virginia, which supplied troops for the First Army. On the other side of the coin, it says United States Army 20, 25, and a big 250 in the center. And you see that box where it's got the hashtags. That's where the coins are going to be numbered. And then it's got the Army 7 core values around it.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, it's and you know, I see, and when I go through the processes of dyeing coins, everybody does a round coin. I wanted to get unique coins, and I think Willis is going to show the most unique coin coming up next.
Probably so.
Yeah, this one here is you Marines or anybody else knows what this is. That is the Iwo Jima Memorial. It's 2¼ inches tall from the base all the way to the top. The Marines and corpsmen, and now I'm getting that right because there is one corpsman that was there raising that flag. Those service members and the rocks are 3D. So the coin is shaped exactly like this. There's no backing to it. This is how the coin is going to look. You see the color, and people think, well, the color looks exactly like the monument. It's because they're using a special UV 3D printing that's going over the front of the coin. That's why it looks like that. On the back of the coin, the eagle, globe, and anchor, it originally was a little bit smaller, but I wanted to take up as much as I can. That is also 3D. So that pops off. And then on the left, you see 1775, 2025, and then it says 250 years of honor, courage, and commitment below that.
I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, that is it. Because I asked him, I said, can you do the custom shape like that? And he's like, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, and it was funny because when I came up with that coin after I visited the Iwo Jima Memorial, I was walking through the Reagan Airport, and Willis, you're gonna love this. I was humming the Marine Corps hymn walking through the airport.
That's because it's so badass.
Yeah, it is. I went back to the hotel room and I spent about 6 hours designing that coin. Because it's not just something that pops off. Because when I design a coin, you know, and I pull pictures and images, I have to make sure first that they're not copyrighted, because I can't. Yeah. And if they are, then I have to change it significantly to make sure I don't violate any copyright rules. And that's why I just don't do round coins. I just got to do the custom shapes because I think they stand out. Sometimes they don't sit well on a coin rack, but hey, who cares? It looks badass.
Yeah. No, there's coins out there like Gunny. Gunny has designed a buttload of coins, and man, the things that they can do with the dyes and stuff to make these coins, dude, it's phenomenal. And then the last coin that you got that's coming up.
Oh
is
yeah,
the Air Force.
Air Force coin. I'm you know, I still got the other two branches, the Coast Guard and the Chair Force, or not Chair Force, Space Force, excuse me. But this is the Air Force coin. This is a 2¼ inch coin. The Air Force symbol on the front is 3D. And the person that helped me with this coin was Rhonda from Vet Nations. She wanted to see the Thunderbirds. And to get the Thunderbirds with the color scheme and everything, the coin would have to be huge. So I got their 6-plane Delta formation there, and that's on the back of the coin. Around the edge is their core values, and the planes and the smoke trails are 3D. So if you run your finger across the back, it's like running over bumps for the smoke trails.
Dude, that's awesome.
And so, you know, Rhonda helped. You know, she came up with the idea on that one. I think in the last, I also did another coin for Run for the Wall, and they ordered a couple hundred of those. In the last 7 months, 8 months, I've probably, including my original ones, I've probably designed close to 12 or 13 military coins.
Heck yeah. So you got one coming up that you designed for 4 branches.
They already bought a buttload of those. You
were designing, I believe you're designing one for, I don't want to give it away. I don't know. Isn't there somebody else you're designing a coin for?
I'm helping with, and I'll say who I'm helping with is Matt with Green Star.
Yeah, but I thought there was another one too.
There's a couple of them. Then Vets with Reels.
Yeah. Or Vets with Nets.
Vets with Nets, I'm sorry. Yeah.
And then
and it says Real Therapy. And then God, I have to go through for my EOs because there's like 5 other people that I referred to Brent,
Yeah.
and
Uh,
I did 3 of them to him in like a day, and he's like, yes. And the whole thing is other than, I'm saving a little bit of money because, uh, $5 from or $4 or $5 from each coin is $1 from that is going to go to, five different charities.
right.
Toys for Tots is going to be one of them. Gunny's is going to be another one. Amy Care for Hope, which she does packages to service members, she's going to get some of that money. So it's people are thinking, well, you're charging for these coins and I may end up with 50 cents a coin in my pocket because it's all just going right back in, because after sending that money to these different charities, it's going right back into buying and producing more coins to do that, because my goal is to take 250 Marine Corps coins to the Iwo Jima Memorial and hand out 250 of those coins.
I still
Of
think you
course,
should go to Ton Tavern with me and Gunny.
I would love to, but I'm not suicidal.
You'll be there with me and Gunny. You'll be safe.
I'll be a Marine. I'll be a Navy guy in a pool full of Marines, and I've seen your all's parties. I've seen how you guys. I see how you guys unload. But if Doc James is still down there, I'm sending him the #1 Marine Corps coin because he's giving that to his nephew that's getting promoted. And Doc James was telling me that the 2-star that's promoting him, I might be able to meet him on the Marine Corps' birthday in the morning at the Iwo Jima and give him one of my coins for the
And
Marine
then
Corps
he's
coins.
coming to Ton Tavern right after.
Yeah,
that.
then he's going right to Ton Tavern. So it's just some amazing things that that I've been allowed to do, and it's just because, one, I'm staying true to my heart. I'm making sure that I'm staying humble, and it's not about me, it's about the veterans. The help that I've had from Willis here at Homefront and Tita from hers and Vet Nations and Black Dogs. It's just allowed me to do some amazing things. Another thing I'm going to tout on real quick is Sunflower Queen, Kashi. She's got her event coming up in July. And for the 22, she's got 22 chairs. And I think you know where I'm going with this. She got
Yes, sir.
22 chairs to represent the 22 veterans a day that are lost. And she's working on getting some things done, but she wanted to get 22 folded flags, 3x5 flags to put on those chairs. And she said, hey, James, do you mind trying to help me with that? And I spent a week and a half just calling companies. And unfortunately, most of the companies that were reasonably priced their flags are made overseas. And
Yeah.
a big stickler for me was they had to be made in America. Okay. And I was at one of my regular customers, and I was telling them about it, and this is, well, Valley Forge Flags is right across the street and up the road. It was their distribution center. So I drove over there. I gave the receptionist my business card and one of the coins, and it had been a week and I hadn't heard back. So I went on to Amazon, and I was going to pay for the flags myself at like $30 a flag. And I had placed an order for 9 of them. Not 30 minutes after I did that, and I posted a video that 9 of the flags were coming, the lady from Valley Forge called me and says, what's going on? What do you got? And I explained everything to her. She says, well, James, I got 22 flags sitting here for you.
Heck yeah, man. That's awesome.
She actually gave me 24 because they're boxed in boxes at 12. And so I told Kashi, I said, well, you're getting 23 because I'm keeping one of them. And I just mailed those off to Natalie, which is taking them to Kashi on that event Saturday.
Nice. Heck yeah, bro.
So
that's hopefor22aday.org.
Yeah,
hopefor22aday.org. That's the number. So hopefor22aday.org. Go check them out. They do backpacks for homeless veterans, and then they also send care packages overseas to service members that are deployed. So go check out Hope for 22 a Day. Donate if you can. They have an Amazon wish list. If you want to buy stuff off of the wish list, go to the wish list. I think it's listed on the website as well. You can click the link and it should take you to their wish list. Go donate to Hope for 22 a Day. They're doing amazing things. And if you guys out there know me, homeless veterans is something that I'm very, very passionate about. And I'm also passionate about service members that are deployed, because my nephew's deployed right now. And that's why we wear red on Fridays, to remember everybody deployed. Um, which I wear red all the time. If I can wear red every day, I would.
You're a
But
Marine.
unfortunately, my day job don't allow me to wear red every day. But you have to wear red to remember them on Friday. Um, you know, and if you have a service member that's deployed right now, make sure you're wearing your yellow ribbons. You definitely gotta support your family that's deployed. James, so if somebody wanted to um, get a coin from you, how would they go about reaching you to order a coin?
Uh, the quickest way is you can email me, and it's Heroes of America at gmail.com. The Heroes is spelled wrong. My dummy butt left out the extra E, so it's HEROS of America beyond at gmail.com. And just email me and tell me, what you're interested in, which coins, how many. Right now, the first 50 are filling up fast. The shortest amount of ones that I don't have, I only got probably a dozen left, are the family coins, because I reserved 25 of those to take with me on the cruise to make sure I had enough. But as soon as those get, everybody that's wanting to get a coin, once I get confirmation they've been shipped, I'll be telling everybody they're shipped. Once I get them, say they're here, and then we can make arrangements, for paying for them. And like I said, 100% of what's going in there goes right back into doing more coins. Yeah, he just put it down there, doing more coins and stuff like that. When I take these trips to DC, or I take these trips up to do the reef lane, that's all coming out of my own pocket. That's just all 100% out of my own pocket. Because it's just, I don't know, I just love it, man. I just love it. And like I said, Willis, as soon as those come in, like I told you, I've already promised you and Gunny a copy of each. Now, see, Willis wanted the 250 Marine Corps coin, but that's going to be a little bit down the road. So he's going to get one that's numbered. And then I said, well, just send it back. And I said, just send it back to me. And he's like, well, how about I just give it away at Ton Tavern? Perfect. Because I'm going to send them each another 4 or 5 coins to give away at the Ton Tavern.
Yeah, dude, I'm excited to hand those out, and people are going to ask where I got those from. So get ready to probably order a Nike ton of them.
Well, I'll send you a bunch of my business cards too.
Yeah, you'll definitely need to do that, so I can hand them out with after I run out of coins, because I guarantee you I got some major people in mind that I want to give those coins out, that's going to be at Ton Tavern. Some big name TikTokers and other places that are, Marines that are out there, because I want them to talk about your coin, because it's going to be a special coin, man. And I'm super excited to hand them out at Ton Tavern for the 250th birthday of the Marine Corps, because it's going to be a party like no other. So if you live in the Philadelphia area, be ready for invasion of Marines.
Oh my God, yes. The Marines have landed.
Yes, we definitely. I can tell you right now, never mind. I'm not even going to say that live on. I'm not even going to say it live, but I'll have to tell you offline what I'm thinking there, because, could you imagine? But no, man, I'm super excited for you, James. I'm so thankful that I could be a small part of helping you get to where you want to go, because doing these coins, it's your form of therapy. It's what helps you. It's what helps you keep the demons at bay when you're designing these coins, and you're going to DC and going to these different monuments up there, and handing them out to veterans, and seeing the smile on those veterans' faces. And then them explaining to their kids what that coin represents.
It's what means more to me than going to these big places and seeing it is, and I'm going to tell you this one is, I met a Vietnam Army veteran at a Walgreens, and I walked up to him. He just said Vietnam veteran, talked to him, introduced myself, and I gave him one of the original coins, and he started crying. And it's like, bro, don't cry because you're gonna make me cry. And he says, you don't understand. If I get emotional, you got to forgive me. I said, what do you mean? He says, this is only the second or third time I've ever been thanked for my service since I got home.
Mm, mm.
And that was, and it, yeah, I got choked up and people are looking at us like, okay, here's these two older guys hugging each other, crying in a convenience store. You know, that to me means more than meeting the Marines and the airmen and everybody at these different monuments, because, you know, I did that to somebody on TikTok and he said, you don't realize what you've done for me as far as make my day by just this kind gesture. And that's what it's all about. Sometimes I get coins back, which is great. But that's not why I do it. It's just to hear them sort, let them talk about their service, let them talk about their, anyway.
So I got an ideal for a coin.
Okay.
And I think me and you should collab on a Vietnam veterans coin.
Perfect.
And the reason I say that is because I know a lot of Vietnam vets here locally. And then we do our the Vietnam Traveling Wall and Cost and Freedom tribute every other year in the city of Shepherdsville. So we had it last year, so it won't be here this year, but it'd be here next year. So I think me and you need to collab on a Vietnam veterans coin, and then you come up and stay for the wall that we do, because it's here for 7 days. And we hand those coins out to the Vietnam veterans at the Vietnam Wall.
That will be that year. What time of year is that?
So it's usually, so the last time we did it, it was in July, I think, maybe. I think it's when we did it. Hold on, I'll tell you. I got it right
because
here.
I'm going to DC every year for one week of my vacation, but that year.
So we did it July 25th through the 30th. Okay. So it's at the end of July. So, and we have
I'll be there next year.
So we have the Vietnam Traveling Wall with the Cost of Freedom tribute. So we have a lot of veterans, you know, from Vietnam to 9/11 to onward, Afghanistan, Iraq. But last year we had a Vietnam vet that came every day, but he sat in his car in the parking lot every day, like he never got out of his car. So one day I was in the golf cart and I drove over there because I seen him pull in. He backed out, moved to a different spot. Then I seen him pull out, move to a different spot. I'm like, well, I'm gonna go check. I'm just gonna go check on him, right? So I drove over there, and I introduced myself, and I talked about I was, you know, part of the, you know, the people that was in charge of the wall. And I said, would you like a ride over to the wall? And he said, I can't. He said, it's a long walk. And at first I didn't put two and two together when he said it was a long walk. And I was like, well, you could jump in the golf cart with me. He goes, no, son, you're not understanding what I'm saying. He said, it's a long walk. After he said that, then I realized what he was meaning by that. And I was like, could you only fathom that he's lived in Kentucky his whole life, never been to DC to see the Vietnam Wall, but a 80% replica is in his hometown, but yet he can't get out of his vehicle to go over there because of the stuff that he saw.
Wow, that's giving me tears, brother.
Yeah. Literally, I was in tears when I drove the golf cart back over to the other organizers, and they're like, what's going on? Have a good night, Marla. I told him the story, and I was like, man, I said, I can only imagine what he's going through. I would have loved for him to get out of his vehicle, get in the golf cart, and go over there, and I could have sat there with him that whole time that he was there. But I didn't want to push him either, because I understand what he's going through. well, I don't understand what he's going through, but I can only imagine what he's going through. So, but it is that time of night, James. This hour and 15 minutes already, man. It's went by really
It
fast,
went by
bro.
quick, super
Yeah.
quick.
So if you're out there and you want one of James's coins, each one of them has a different price. His email's right here on the screen. HEROS of America Beyond at gmail.com. Reach out to James, say, hey, I'm interested in the Marine Corps coin, the Air Force coin, Navy coin, the family coin, the Army coin, whatever coin you want. If you want some of the just thank you for your service coins, say, hey, man, I just want some of your thank you for your service coins that I can hand out to veterans in my area. And James and you can talk and work out the details on that. The only thing that James would like in return is a picture of you handing that coin to somebody. And there's a question here. Are you making a National Guard coin?
Yes. I was talking with Black Dog, and we're coming up with that because the National Guard is actually the oldest armed forces branch. I just got, when I found out about the 250-year coins, and it's that year, I just had to put focus on that for right now.
Yeah.
So once I get these in production and get these back, then I'll be working on the National Guard coin and the Space Force coin, because we got to include Space Force.
Yeah, now we're also going to work on don't forget Coast Guard. You got to have a Coast Guard coin.
Oh, and the Coast Guard. And we're going to work on the Vietnam Veterans coin.
Yeah, that's something that I got a couple of ideals that I want that we can put on the coin.
Mm-hmm.
So we definitely need to do that. Yeah, Lawrence is her ex-husband. So Lauren's my sister from another mister. She said her ex-husband served in Kuwait in 2010 in the National Guard. So Lauren, me and you can talk offline, and once he gets that designed, I can let you know. But yeah, James, brother, man, it's been amazing.
Yeah, like it's been an amazing journey.
If you guys are out there, you want to reach out to James for one of his coins, email is right there on the screen. HEROS of America Beyond. I got to make sure I put that out there because it's the heroes without the last E. It's like Oreos, but without the E.
That was just my dumb butt when I was setting it up, and then everybody's like, that's wrong one. I was like, oh, dang it.
You should
go
in there and create a new one with the ES in there.
Yeah, I'm going to.
And just switch everything over.
Yeah, I'm going to create the new website. The website's the same way. It's the same at heroesofamerica.com. It's the same thing. So yeah, it's just all a misspelling initially. Whoops. Hey, I'm Navy, so I'll blame it on that.
There you go. But yeah, James, it is that time of night, and then I'm just going to have you up on the screen with me because, it's something that you could talk about. So talk about this right here, James, right there across the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, you're not alone. I can't. For me, and I'm just gonna say, for me, you're not alone. Is you just got to remember, you're not alone. If you've got a problem or you got an issue, you need to get something off your chest. Reach out to somebody. Talk to them. Let them know, what's going on. Don't be afraid to say, "Hey, I need help," because there's no shame in that. I'm getting goosebumps talking about that, and that's how I felt. I'm a big guy. I'm military. I don't want to show weakness, but by saying you need help, you're not showing weakness. You're showing strength that you realize that you need help. So reach out to somebody. And if somebody reaches out to you, I was about to get into what you were going to say. So go ahead, Wills. No,
go for it. Go for it, brother.
If somebody reaches out to you, or you reach out to somebody, you ask them, how are you doing? They say, okay, then you really ask them, how are you really doing? But when you do that, you got to be prepared for a 5-minute conversation or a 4-hour conversation. You got to let them know. Just, I'm not going to use those other taglines that you use because that's your part, but you just got to be there for people. You got to be there for everybody. And that's why I do what I do. is these
Yeah,
coins.
you definitely got to be there. You definitely got to be there for people, man. Eh, this is one of our questions right here. You know, ask the next hard question, right?
Hmm.
That plays into be someone's stranger, and what I mean by be someone's stranger, we as humans, we're more apt to talk to a complete stranger than the ones that we love the most. Um, so we need more people out there. Uh, I'm trying to get this link up real quick too. We need more people out there listening to people's stories. Just let them vent. Just, you know, if you go up to somebody and you see somebody having a bad day, you ask the next hard question, how are you really doing? And sit there and listen to their conversation. Could be a 5-minute conversation. It could be a friggin' 5-hour conversation. But you just have to be there and be ready to listen to that conversation. And then, you know, like I said earlier, we are on Reach Across America Radio on Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern. And then I'm gonna talk about a couple shirts here um, that we have available. Okay, so the first shirt that I'm going to talk about. There you go, Lawrence. Lawrence says, "I'll always be someone's stranger."
Absolutely.
Let me do this. Um, So Homefront Sitrep has 2 shirts out right now. All right. One you can get right here. The link is scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Same flag, same oath.com /products/marine hash it hash down. If you go order that shirt at the end of the year, Homefront Sitrep is going to get 25% of all sales. Okay. Once we get that check in the mail, we're going to create a wheel here on the internet, and we're going to put all these veteran nonprofits in it, whether it's Heroes of America and Beyond, whether it's Black Dog, whether it's Lady Vets Connect in Winchester, Kentucky, or Camp Hero, or Warriors Next Avenger. We're going to put all these nonprofits in a wheel. We're going to spin, and whoever it lands on, that we're going to send that check directly to that organization. And it's going to be donated from Homefront Sitrep. So go order Marine It Down, right? That's my shirt. I love it. It's written in red crown, and it's a play on keep it simple, stupid. We in the military, we use the KISS method all the time. Keep it simple, stupid, right? The KISS method. Marine It Down. So it's written in red crown too. So go check out same flag, same oath.com, and you can see our shirt there, right? And then we also have Miss Cade, who's on TikTok, who's amazing. She created a shirt for us. It just got the Homefront Sitrep logo on the front. It's got an American flag on one sleeve, and then it's got her 22 too many logo on the other sleeve. It's right there, 22 too many .printify.me. Go to that website and you can check out and get the Homefront Sitrep shirt. We are working on some other shirts with Miss Cade. One's going to be the spicy pineapple. So it's got a pineapple grenade that's upside down, and then on the back it says tossing joy into people's life since 1906. So it's going to be a funny shirt. Then we have one that's an anti-tank mine, and it says the original Roomba, and then it says robot vacuum, foot activated, instantly clears 50 square meters. That's going to be one of our shirts that we got. And then I got a surprise for you, James. I'm not even going to let it out of the bag yet, but I'm working on a design. I'm working on a design for one of your coins. You already know which coin I'm talking about because I'm going to put it on a shirt. You just don't know it yet. But it's going to be badass once.
It's going to be one of 2 coins, and probably going to be your favorite coin.
Yes, it's going to be my favorite coin.
Nice.
Well, it's my second favorite coin because the family coin is my favorite, but it'll be my second favorite coin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the front of the coin on the front of the shirt, the back of the coin on the back of the shirt, and then I'm going to have some wording to go off of the shirt.
As long as I get a 4X, I'm good to go.
Yeah, you'll be able to definitely get one of those. So go check out our shirts, man. Go order those shirts. Once you order a shirt, make sure you guys take a picture of you wearing the shirt, tag HomeFront Sitrep in it. Please and thank you. Um, I love each and one of you guys that come on here and support my mission and Gunny's mission and all of our guests that we have on our show, because we love making those connections.
Mhm.
Just like James here, I got him connected with so many people here recently that his head was spinning. He
Oh
didn't
yeah.
know what to do there for a little bit. He's like, man, I gotta woosah. So he slowed down a little bit. But that's what we love doing at Homefront Sitrep, is making those connections and introducing people to organizations they might not know exist. Like, no, a lot of people didn't know that James, out of the kindness of his heart, started making coins just to go hand out to veterans, because it was something that helped him deal with what he was doing. And now he gets to do it on a much larger scale, and he's able to help more veterans.
Mhm.
And his mission is just like mine. If he reaches one veteran today, then he completed his mission today. And
Yep.
that's what our mission is here at Homefront Sitrep. If we can reach one person, one veteran today, then we completed our mission. And that's what I love doing. And I'll continue to do this until I'm old and gray and can't do it anymore. And then somebody else will carry on my mission once I'm gone. But we'll see. We'll see how it all plays out.
Mhm.
Martin Ty Cobb, what's up? So, Ty would love here, Ty, since you just got on here, I got to show you a coin, Ty Cobb. So Ty is with Triple Threat Vets podcast. He is an Army veteran. Let me see here. Ty, you ready for this? You ready for this, Ty? So James with Heroes of America and Beyond, this way. I don't know why I was doing it the other way. Created this coin, Ty. All right. So what do you think about that coin right there, Ty Cobb? Just came home today from a Scotty Hastings show. What a great guy. Dude, we're going to talk about that, Mr. Steve Kingsley. Definitely going to talk about that. What do you think about this coin, Mr. Ty Cobb? All right. Move from studio. So Steve Kingsley reached out to me. So Steve Kingsley is the vice president of Warrior Honor Cruise, where they highlight
Hey, Steve.
Purple Heart veterans, right? They highlight Purple Heart veterans. He reached out to me a while back, said, "Hey man, can you do me a favor? Can you connect me with Scotty Hastings and Chris Turner?" I was like, "Sure, brother. I'll hook you up. I will definitely take care of you." So I reached out to Scotty. I reached out to Chris. They both responded, said, "Yeah, man, I'd be very interested." So I sent them an email out to Steve Kingsley and Scotty Hastings and Chris Turner. Both responded. Both have talked to Steve Kingsley. Scotty Hastings, who is a Purple Heart recipient, is actually going on the Warrior Honor Cruise. I'm hoping I'm not giving any information out, Steve, that ain't already out there. I should have said something before I asked. But Scotty Hastings will be going on the Warrior Honor Cruise this October. So I'm super excited to make that connection.
That's the one I'm going to be on.
Yeah, that's the one you're going to be on for sure. And then Ty, I know Ty was in here, but he never responded. But I'll talk to him later about it. But anyway, James, it's that time of night, and I hate to end.
Oh, so do I.
Yeah, I hate to end it because I could probably talk to you for another hour or two, just like we do on TikTok, man. But unfortunately, my daughter just clocked out of work, and I don't know where my wife and other kid is. I don't even know if they're in town. Yeah, so I got to go pick her up from work. But anywho, it's that time of night, my friend. Like we always say on Homefront Sitrep, stay safe out there. We got your six.
Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Suggestions and comments are always welcome.
Cannot wait to have another great show with y'all.
Don't forget you can find HomeFront Sitrep on Apple, Amazon, Spotify, or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
Stay safe out there. I got your 6.